you are now working with Te Wānanga Ihorangi, but you were a student to start off with, right?
I was in the first cohort in level 6 Te Reo Maruata. So, took the risk, did a full immersion course last year.
Oh, jeepers. Like full, like no English?
No English. So 9 to 3, Monday to Thursdays. There's maybe about 44 weeks in the year for the term, for the whole learning term. Yeah.
Where were you in terms of your reo before you did the full immersion?
I had a basic understanding, so I did a level 5 course at Te Wānanga o Aotearoa, night courses, that is, and I had some exposure through Te Reo Māori, through kapahaka. So I did have a little bit of basics under my belt.
What's a little bit?
I could hold a conversation, but
Well,
it was
pretty Okay, yeah.
It wasn't great.
Okay.
I'm not sure if everyone understood what I was saying. So
I knew what I was trying to communicate, but I don't know if everyone picked up what I was saying. Because for anyone who doesn't know, full immersion, you may have heard that term thrown around. That is literally like the whole teaching program. Everything is in Māori language. Like there's no English.
Yeah.
So you can't ask questions in English to be like, hey, I'm trying to figure out what's happening. That just doesn't.
Well,
it's sort of.
There's an English speaking room at the Wānanga.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
you have to go into that room. You have to go into that room.
Yes, you have to go into the room. Or I do sometimes see students gathering outside at lunchtimes and morning teas. And I'm like, yeah, they're definitely just trying to find some space to speak Te Reo Pākehā, to speak English.
We love celebrating Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori.
Yeah.
You know, for us, non-Māori, we love putting aside a week that we try. We're on the journey, Bjorn and I, and producer Tabs as well. But what does it mean for you? I guess it's not Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori. For you, it's an everyday thing. But what does it mean?
Well, first off, I want to acknowledge Ngā Tamatua, the Reo Māori activists that brought the petition to Parliament to ensure that Te Reo Māori could be taught in schools. That's essentially the whakapapa of Māori Language Week. So it's still significant as it signifies ancestors that fought for Te Reo Māori. But yes, you're right, it is Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori is every week for us at the Wānanga. For myself, I'm in that privileged position to be able to speak Te Reo Māori. I think of my whānau and a lot of my friends that aren't there yet. But yes, it's an everyday thing for us, fighting to reclaim this language.
What do you think of our efforts as a country embracing this week and giving it a crack? Is that what it's all about for you, for us?
Yeah, yes. I think Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori is more significant when you look at it more widely for people that don't get to experience Te Reo Māori every day, to just celebrate our language and celebrate the people that fought for our language. I think that's a key kaupapa for this week, and to also look beyond this week and challenge yourself. Actually, what can I do to help revitalise Te Reo Māori in New Zealand in my everyday, outside of this week as well? That's kind of a challenge I want to put out there for people to not just look to this week, to all church spaces as well. I know a lot of churches are thinking, how can they embrace Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori? My challenge would be to integrate it within your church, not just this Sunday, but every Sunday.
Nice.
There's a bit of an odd question, but do you dream in Te Reo? Because my sister, this is a true thing, because my sister speaks Te Reo really well, awesome. and teaches all sorts of stuff. But she also at one point was learning like Swiss German because she moved to Switzerland for a while. And she was like, when she's living in Switzerland, and you've got to pick up the language real quick, and everyone speaks it, and no one helps you out with English, even though they can all speak English, they're not interested. So she's got to pick it up real fast. But she was like, I knew I was like clicking with the language when I had my first dream in Swiss German, where the whole dream was like in another language.
I'm jealous. I haven't hit that yet. I'm waiting. Sometimes, though, I do speak, because at our workplace at Te Wānanga Ihorangi, I would say we speak about 75 to 80% in Te Reo Māori amongst the staff. Sometimes I don't know what language I'm speaking. Like, we don't realise we're switching between English and Māori.
That's good.
That's the same too. Because anyone who speaks multiple languages, which is not me, by the way, but I've met plenty of people that, in a lot of places around the world, especially if you're from Europe, so many languages around you, people learn multiple. And sometimes you'll catch them out. They don't even realise they've switched from one to another Like, I was speaking to an Argentinian guy once who was speaking to us in English, and then he eventually switched into Spanish, and he didn't even notice. And then after like 2 minutes of him just coming at me in Spanish, I was like, excuse me, bro, you have stopped speaking English. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's like, I was just getting all impassioned. Do you find that switching between sometimes where you're like, one language kind of can express this better than the other in this kind of moment?
100%. Even now, as I'm speaking, I'm like, man, how would I say that in English? I'm still sure. I'm like, how would I say that? I guess that's a good problem. But then I also do feel like Te Kararia, principal of our wānanga, he talks about it a lot, how as you're learning te reo Māori, you feel like your English is getting worse. And then so you feel like you're average at 2 languages.
This dude must be learning te reo as well, because he's got to work on his English.
I'm average at every language. I tell you that.
Tell us about te wānanga ihurangi and the faith that's a part of the program.
Ka pai. So Te Wānanga Ihorangi is a Reo Māori Learning Institute. Basically, it started a while back, but the first year they had a cohort of students through was last year, and I was blessed to be part of the first cohort last year. So now we're into our second cohort. It's a full immersion learning setting, so only speaking te reo Māori. However, we do have that side, our foundations of our wānanga is faith. So it's all faith. All Christian faith, but looking at different streams like the Māori Anglican, Baptist, Catholic, Ringatu Rātana as well. Those are some Māori faiths that were led by Māori prophets. So it's pretty cool.
Is that the reason why you dug a little bit deeper into this? Because it's a big move from Christchurch to Auckland City. Was that one of the attractions?
100%. So this is a true story. I was basically scrolling on Facebook and I saw a video.
I would never do that.
Hey, we've all been there. No. Anyways, I was scrolling and I watched a video, and it was a promotional video for Te Wānanga Ihorangi in their first cohort, talking about one of our whakatauki of our sayings that basically embodies our wānanga, ko te reo te kauaka o taku whakapono, which means language is the vessel to my faith. Kauaka being vessel. And it was talking about interweaving faith and te reo Māori, and I was watching the video and I was like, is this even real?
Yeah.
I've never, and those were 2 questions I had. I was like, how can you be Māori and how can you be Christian? Like, that was genuinely, because I didn't see that outside of maybe the 4 walls of my home with my family. I didn't see other Māori Christians or Christians that were strong in their taha Māori and knew their reo and knew who they were in their culture. I was like, how does this even exist? So literally from that, I applied. I knew no one at the wānanga, and it was definitely God ordained. And left all my family.
Wow.
Didn't know anyone in Auckland either. I was blessed to move up with my friend Rayma. Shout out, her name's Rayma. Same name as the media outlet. Anyways, we moved up. And I was thrown in the deep end, but it all worked out. And I was like, no, this is where God's put me. So makes sense. Yeah.
And look, going deeper into the language, I know you said you already, you grew up in that, so you had some of the language and everything already. But would you say learning more of the reo, what's that done for your faith kind of journey?
It's basically transformed my whakaaro, my thoughts on how I can express my faith and how I can connect with God. Now, basically, most mornings I'm praying in te reo Māori to God. But it's not just about the reo, but there's te taha waira, which is the spiritual side. Māori culture is already so spiritual. And we learnt last year as well a lot around how the gospel arrived here in New Zealand, and the Bible revival led by Māori, for Māori, particularly in my region where I whakapapa to in the East Coast. This was pre-Europeans arriving there. Māori, some of my direct ancestors brought the gospel to our people, to our tribes.
Yeah, the story of the gospel spreading through Māori is amazing, right? And we don't fully have time to dive into that whole thing, but I remember hearing stories of like missionaries who turned up places thinking, now we're going to share the gospel with these people, and they already knew it. Like it had already arrived there through their own people before these.
And it was in
missionaries
te reo Māori as well. So
yeah.
that's something we always have to remember. It was in te reo Māori that a lot of our Māori ancestors embraced the gospel. So really, I'm not creating something new, embracing God in te reo Māori. I'm just going back to the roots of how my ancestors did it.
It's a big move for you to move up from Christchurch to Auckland. 2 years not knowing anybody. Don't be intimidated by this question, but I feel I need to ask it. Have you figured out what your purpose is?
Yes, I know where I'm meant to be, and it's at the wānanga, and it's I think of younger me and what I would have wanted, and things I was missing, which was literally just representation of Māori in Christian spaces.
That's
I was
awesome.
schooled through, went through Christian schooling, went through churches, lots of churches and Christchurch and stuff, but that was lacking. So I just believe God has put that on my heart to reach out rangatahi that are questioning our Māori rangatahi that are like, can I be Christian? It's like, yes, 100%. Our ancestors did it, you can be too.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
So good.
The website, ihurangi.ac.nz, if you want to find out more. If someone is kind of like, oh, that sounds maybe like a little bit of me, you know, the old Facebook scrolling thing, just being like, is this my lane?
my.
Are you kind of open for people, I don't know, taking people in? You said yeah.
Yes, in October we'll be reopening applications for 2026. So if you are interested in one of our level 5, level 6 or our level 7 degree program, which we're hoping to launch next year, contact us, email us, hit us up on Instagram, anything like that, and we can get in touch.
And finally, just for, I mean, you know, we've been talking about some pretty, maybe a bit more advanced learnings of the reo and Māori language, but for anyone who's kind of square one, day one, being like, okay, Māori language week, kia ora. Can I, you know, any encouragement for people just wanting to step out and give it a go a little bit?
Yep, I would say start with greetings, just like you did, kia ora. As long as your intention's right,
Yeah.
that's it. And as long as you're open to being corrected too, it's a pretty humbling journey learning to Māori. You do get humbled a lot. So yeah, just step into it and embrace it.